Welcome to the Missouri Baptist Men's Basketball Coaches Show with head coach Matt Brock. I'm Harry Schrader. Glad you're with us today on the Spartan Digital Network. And you guys got a big win Saturday, Lindenwood, Belleville. Big game for you guys after, a couple home losses. So an important game for you this past weekend.
They're all important right now. We're kind of in a fight right now to get into the conference tournament, and our guys certainly played with some urgency and played extremely hard. I thought we really played hard Thursday as well, just didn't get it done offensively. But our defensive effort, our last two games, has been outstanding and probably our best, some of the best defense we've played all year.
Now listen, when I don't get to see you, and then I look at the box score, and I see Pablo plays 11 minutes, I immediately get nervous. Is he all right?
He's fine. He's fine. He wasn't as quite as effective as he has been, and other guys were playing well, and that's the beauty of having a lot of good players. To go with the guys that are playing the best a little more, and different nights it's different guys. So no, he's fine, and I'm sure he'll bounce back this week and have a good week.
Just checking. I want to make sure that we're losing people again. Talking about that, let's talk a little bit about Chris Buzzle. He's missed maybe 4 games in a row with a concussion. He's about ready to come back.
Yeah, he's been working his way back, so he's definitely an important part of our team and a leader, and arguably our most consistent guard we've had. So he's important to us, and we're going to be excited when he rejoins us.
He's 6 points away from 1,500. He'll be the 7th guy in MBU history to get to that mark. Shoots it from outside, maybe your best perimeter defender. He does a lot of important things.
Oh, absolutely. He's really improved as a defender, but the thing about him offensively is he can score the ball, he can shoot the three, and he can get to the basket. It's hard to guard guys like that. You kind of say, well, take away the three-point line from this guy, or stay in front of this guy, keep him away from the basket. But you can't really scout him as easily. So he's a good player and has had a great career, and hopefully can finish on a high note.
8 games left, 6 of them on the road. This week, 2 of them on the road. Lyon and Central Baptist. You beat Lyon, you lost to Central. How do you go into this weekend?
Well, Lyon is who we're preparing for right now, and a very unique team. They play very slow, methodical compared to everybody else in the AMC. They're playing better. They've gotten better as the season's gone on, like a lot of teams, and they're going to be tough as nails at their place. It's going to be a battle, and we got to be ready to fight. And I don't think us winning the first game is going to have anything but added motivation for them. And we just need to take things one game at a time and try to prepare ourselves the best we can. And so far, we've been doing that.
See, he won't even talk about Central Baptist yet. Those coaches, that one game at a time stuff. Let's talk a little bit, though, about that race in the AMC. 3-way tie right now for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Top 8 teams all go. And honestly, though, you have a legitimate chance of making it to 4th and hosting a playoff game as well. So, like you said, critical, every game critical.
Yeah, we can easily. The opportunity is there to move up, but the opportunity to move down is there as well. Harris Stowe has come on really strong of late. You've got Lyon, who's in a position. I think they have 7 losses as well. Their schedule is certainly favorable coming in down the stretch. So we've got to be ready to play each and every time out, and there's not a lot of wiggle room at this point. We've kind of put ourselves in a position with our back against the wall a little bit, and we got to compete and perform each competition we get. So our guys understand where we're at and are motivated to improve where we're at. But hopefully they understand the urgency, and I think they have the last couple of games, just with their effort and how they've prepared. And hopefully if we can continue to do that, we'll have some good results.
Jared White, a little bit of an offensive slump before Saturday's game, and he seemed to break out of it, lead 24 points or whatever it was. Was he pressing a little bit? Looked like he was pressing just a bit the last couple of times I saw him.
He maybe does. His issue is he's such a good scorer, and everybody knows it, that they're ready for it. And if he'll be patient and let the game come to him a little bit, and with everybody, moving the defense before you try to attack them is kind of a basketball truth. And if you try to attack a team on the first side, their defense is going to be ready. But if you get it reversed a couple times or get the ball inside and then out, things can open up. So he did a good job of getting some opportunities to drive the ball to the basket later in the possession after the defense has softened up a little bit. You know, he hit some jump shots, but the biggest key for him is how often does he get to the free throw line. If you look at his career the last 2 years, if he's getting to the line 9 or 10 times, he's gonna get close to 20 points. And so that's what we've been talking to him about in that slump or whatever you want to call it. Is you got to get to the foul line. You know, he's an excellent free throw shooter, and he's very good at drawing fouls. But if all you do is shoot jump shots, you're not going to get to the free throw line very much. So we emphasized that with him, and you know, I think he was 9 for 9 on Saturday. So hopefully we see more of that from him this week.
Will Harrington, over 300 rebounds now, over 300 assists. I think he's number 3 all-time in school history in terms of assists. He just has one of those wild floor games where he's doing a little bit of everything.
Oh, he's a box score filler, and played well Saturday. You know, really did a good job of finding guys and getting the ball to not only post players in good position, but shooters in good position, and Jared in good position. So you know, he's doing a great job. I mean, he rebounds. Probably his most important role on our team is actually his rebounding. You know, and if he doesn't rebound, I think, you know, maybe the Freed game he didn't have any rebounds, and we got beat up on the boards that game. So he's got to rebound, and you know, it's not always that you rely on your point guard to be your leading rebounder, but he is for us, and he's got to play that role. But you know, he had a really good game. You know, 1 assist shy of a triple-double on Saturday, and one turnover, I think 9 assists. So really played like a senior point guard, like you want him to play.
You guys have a lot of seniors in the starting rotation, and you know, you obviously run a lot of players in and out, but David Gabrasek seems to, there's some games when he's just like on, and then there's other games he seems to, well, maybe you don't notice him as much. What's the key ingredient for David?
You know, different matchups are better for different guys, and that's kind of the analogy. We go back to the golf course, the golf club analogy, and you know, you don't want to hit, you don't want to necessarily hit your driver off the fairway. You know, I think guys like Brad Seigan, I've seen them try to do that on a par 5, trying to reach in 2. But no, David, he's a very skilled player, and he's very skilled offensively. He can score the ball around the basket. He's got multiple moves with his back to the basket. He can shoot the 3, and you know, defensively, he's improved, and he thrives when you get him the ball, and we've made an emphasis this week on throwing the ball to the post, because he and Pablo, I feel like, are 2 of the best low post scorers in the league, and we need to take advantage of that. So we're looking for him to finish strong as well. You know, he's an ultimate team guy, so those games that he doesn't get as many touches or doesn't get as many shots, you kind of just say, you don't really worry about it, because he's going to continue to work, and he's going to continue to put in the time and be ready for the next time out, and that's what you want. And I'm glad our young guys can see that, because today's culture, especially today's basketball culture, is me. I want to get mine. And when they can see a guy that's been around as long as him continue to have a great attitude and be a leader, even though he's personally not having as much success scoring the basketball, or maybe his minutes went down, which they did there for a little bit, but continue to work, and then. You know, I thought he played really well Saturday. You know, made some big baskets, and we got their big guy in foul trouble just going to him. You know, and so those are qualities that you want your seniors to have, and that's how a big part of this program. We're really trying to improve the culture and continue to preach our culture, which. Important things to us are energy, discipline, and growth. Those are kind of our 3 core values, and he definitely personifies all 3 of those, and we're really happy to have him.
Talk about that development with, you have so many young guys. You know, you got those seniors, but then at the other end, kind of that second wave is largely freshmen. How are the freshmen developing?
Pretty good. You know, I really like, you know, they're not freshmen, but I really like the the big jump that Pablo Hernandez and Luke Call have made. I think that those two guys really took a step forward from freshman to sophomore year. And James McKelvin has had a really good freshman year. We're very pleasantly surprised with him. I wasn't quite sure that he was going to be able to contribute this much this early, but his energy and just how hard he plays on both ends is infectious, and it's kind of helped us as a team kind of play at the level we need to play and with the intensity and urgency we need to play. So very excited about him, and some other guys have done some nice things, but whether you're a senior or a freshman, our motto is we want to get better. So whether we lost by 3 to William Woods Thursday, or we beat Lindenwood Belleville by double figures on Saturday, the next day, the next practice, the next workout, we're going to try to improve. And we've done that for the most part, and I think we're starting to hopefully play our best basketball of the year, and that's kind of what we build toward all year long, 93, 94 practices in. So I think our culture is in a good spot, and I think it's got to continue to improve. But thankfully, due to these seniors and the imprint that they've left on this program is one of hard work and one of growth and one of energy and discipline, our core values, and we want that to continue on. So it's that the next generation, kind of you're talking about, can carry the torch and pass it on to the next.
2 big road games this week. Lions, Central Baptist. That's head coach Matt Brock. I'm Harry Schrader. You've been watching the Coaches Show right here on the Spartan Digital Network.